about that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the real big,
fudge.
the big exciting thing is Dishonored 2, which was kind of, I would say, kind of the bulk of that conference.
Yeah, save the best for last, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really impressive. You're playing as one of two characters. It's Corvo or Emily.
Right.
A lot of new powers. They both have different ones. What's the city called?
Karnaka.
Karnaka?
Yeah.
Karnaka.
So you
like
start in Dunwall,
Karnaka.
Yeah.
but you go to Karnaka, which is in the south. It's like
Yeah.
kind of different culturally.
Yeah, so you do actually see Dunwall 15 years later at the
Right.
very beginning of the game, and then you move to Karnaka, which is a much brighter, sort of more, I don't know, southern tinged city. Whereas Dunwall was very dark and kind of like moody and gothic and all that sort of thing. Karnaka's a lot lighter and a lot more spacious, and there's a lot, they're playing with verticality a lot.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, and it looks gorgeous.
And how about groovy, like time-slipping stealth devices? You're like, I'm going to peek through my little portal from one place so that I can plan my move in another. That was rad. It's got this wonderful, like, first-person Link to the Past stealth fusion thing going on. That's really neat.
Now,
And
Lucy, you got to check this out, right?
I did,
you
yeah.
Did you go hands-on with it?
No, I didn't go
No,
hands-on.
okay.
I did what I saw, that sort of the bulk of that demo when you're playing as Emily, that's what I saw in Lyon. And again, I was so blown away at this a second time by Domino, which is that power where you sort of link the enemies together and they share the same fate.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And the sort of endless possibilities for screwing around with that is amazing. I mean, one of the ones that are one of the sort of scenarios that Harvey talked about in Lyon was Emily's also got this power where she can sort of bring out a clone of herself, right?
Okay.
And what you can do is you can domino her clone to the enemies, kill her clone, and then they all drop. It sounds kind of overpowered, to be honest.
And a little perverse, let's be honest.
And a little perverse,
right?
but at the same time, just incredible.
Sometimes overpowered is fun. I mean, video games function well as a power fantasy. And yes, you want to be challenged, but sometimes it's just enjoyable to be the coolest person in the room. And that's what it looks like Emily's going to be.
The thing that I liked, apart from the visual style, which I think is just stunning, is in that Overseers versus Howler meeting, when the character steps out and sees the vista, and you realize, I can get up there, I can be on the roof. Like, there's all these different points that you can be in that are interesting, that are just like pregnant with all these amazing tactical possibilities.
So one thing is, the last Dishonored was locked within the confines of last gen, and it was also running on Unreal 3, I think. And this one, they've got their new engine, they're on new consoles. Do we think this is going to be like open world, or is it?
I don't think it's going to be open world, but the Void engine, from what I understand, was basically created to support their very, very ambitious art style. So it's going to be a lot better looking. I still think it's going to be relatively confined. But I think you're going to be able to explore more.
Maybe multiple path structured levels with a lot of interweaving corridors, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and I think, and also what they're doing is they're sort of exploring different themes within each level. So that strange, like, link between worlds time thing that we saw in that demo, I think that's probably just one level. Like, that is a thematic thing that's only going to happen once. But I love that because it's going to mean that every single level or whatever you want to call it, chapter, is going to be really different.
Well, and there's even the additive variety of being able to play as two different characters and like taking their powers into each level.
It's definitely a game meant to be replayed. And I think it's, it's open world sounds all very well and good, but you get too big and it kind of obscures the level design. And Arcane definitely seems to know what they're doing on that front.